He sat down and
Oh, I
talked.
didn't see Hawkjoy.
Who?
Oh, okay, Kristen.
Okay. She's our writer.
What's up?
We're waiting on you.
Oh,
recap.
the recap. Oh, okay.
I've elected you
Okay.
as volunteer.
You have been voluntold.
Yep.
Okay. Where did we start? Oh, so the RP ended with 2 bells ringing. Rana flipped her shit. Johnny said, "Calm down." Then we tried to leave. Mask was already in the sanctuary. All of the tapestries were gone, but there was a big table with lots of food, and he invited us to sit with him and parlay. The party said, "Nah," and then Jacob made us make a bunch of saves, and then all of the exits disappeared. So we were like, okay, I guess we're staying to talk. We talked for quite a while. We found out, according to Mask, that Vasher started the Blight, so that's fun, and is a big part of the reason why why Mask thinks the gods need to be gone. What else? Oh, he also said that some aberrations have crossed the river north of North Highcam, which is still in this duchy, but this duchy is really long. So we would have to go north, probably almost to the Milburn Duchy to find it. What else did he say? Rana did somehow get him to give back the bell, so that's good. And release her friend's soul that he stole, as well as give back her dad's eyes. So that was, good day for Rana.
And he promised that his followers would not
Attack us.
initiate hostilities.
Yes. Yes, he did say that. And as long as we also do not attack them. So right now we're at a ceasefire with Mask's followers specifically. Mask exempted himself. So I guess if he decides to attack us...
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he promised not to aggress on us if we didn't aggress on him. I thought by the end of it that we had a full ceasefire.
Well, Mask
it was his monkeys. His trained monkeys.
Yeah, Mask is not going to stop trying to take out the gods. That's what he said. And so at some point in that journey, we/the elves, also anybody who takes issue with his great work of taking out the gods, he acknowledged that we might decide that we're not okay with that after all and try to take him out anyway. As long as we just stop picking on his followers. Apparently, it's very important to him that we do that.
Right, but right now we have an alliance of sorts to take out the blight because that is the more pressing issue.
Yes, he did seem to agree to work with us on trying to stop the blight or maybe get rid of it if that's even possible. What else did we talk about? It was a big conversation. There was a lot. Ambrose ate some candied spiders. There was a big guy in black armor that seemed to be seeping blood behind him.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Everyone except Ambrose has 1 level of exhaustion. I forgot, but Kristen reminded me, so you can all blame her.
But we're about to get a full rest.
We're about to get a long rest.
Well, it'll be temporary. It'll reinforce my note keeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was there anything else important in that conversation, guys? I'm having trouble remembering all the details.
Sounds good to me.
Because I remember
Did we mention that we got a bell?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I remembered that because that's important to Rana. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that was super important to the rest of the party. Mask keeps trying to point out that Ambrose's patron is going to eat him, and Ambrose doesn't seem to mind that. He did tell Johnny
gonna
to
do?
look into why the Maker never leaves his forge, or the Manifest. And that was an interesting tidbit.
He asked Althea, "Where is the Shield Maiden?" And Althea's response was, "She doesn't report to me."
Right, and he tried to insult Althea with that. Which, again, it's like, all right, dude. After that, he did let us go. Steven will be joining us, apparently, because Steven is our way to contact Mask, because he said, you should drink that wine and you'll be able to contact me. And we all said, nah.
I mean, you guys said no.
Did you drink the wine?
No, but I'm willing.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
So Steven went with us, and so did the Displacer Kitty. But when we got out, it was like just dead of night. And I think we went down there like in the afternoon, or maybe like just around noon or something like that. In any case,
Somehow
it shouldn't have been. Go ahead.
Didn't we find out it was several days later? It's like 3 days later.
You will, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't found that out yet. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, right. So technically the party knows that it's just nighttime, and that feels odd because we were only down there a few hours and it was like high noon when we went down there. Then on the way back, nobody laughed. It's fine. It was a terrible joke. On the way back, we found some undead torturing a halfling, which wasn't cool. So we killed them, but they took out 2 of us. Tonus went down, Rana went down. Rowan force-walled a vampire, and then we met a vampire hunter. Lord, how do you say his name, Jacob?
I will defer to you. I would say Gadiel.
That's
She
what I
thought that
was
was
gonna
very
guess.
funny.
Gadiel. Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess. So he's not from around here. He's from very far. Just to briefly recap the RP, he is from a town very far southeast, kind of like across the continent, next to an ancient, dead remains of a forest from which undead pour out. And so that town is very good at dealing with undead. And he came here following a prophecy. That prophecy, I'm not going to try to repeat it. It is in the RP if you want to go find it. It's neat. But there seems to be a big bad necromancer out there, and we think that her minions were the ones, I think. Did we conclude that? Sure, her minions might be the ones torturing halflings, though we're still not sure why. The Gadiel also thinks there's a big bad vampire out there because this vampire was too easy to take out. So he thinks there's one calling the shots. And that this one apparently is very good at enchanting. Was there anything else? Then we said bye, and we were walking back to the house.
Yeah, we
Rana
did the
might have
dispel
a new
magic
bow.
thing, and
Oh, yes. There was a guy. Yeah, there was a dude on top of a roof slinging like lightning bolts. He did not feel like talking to us, apparently, or they did not feel like talking to us.
Oh yeah.
They just disappeared.
Dipped.
Yeah.
yeah. Trying to get to break out his new Dawn spell, which was always fun.
That
'cause, you know,
was super cool.
Dishwasher detergent is always awesome.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Get them
Yeah.
undead clean.
Yep. Work on your
Ambrose
tan,
also got
dude.
to use teeth tentacles. That was cool too.
Oh,
That was very cool.
Ambrose tried really hard to flirt with the vampire, but the vampire couldn't hear him, and he couldn't hear the vampire.
Yeah.
So he made the universal call me sign, and then the vampire died because Althea got an epic crit and then smote him.
Did I kill? I don't think I killed the vampire. I thought the vampire disappeared. Oh no, that's right. He was trying to get away from me and failed.
I can't remember who got the last blow. I just know Althea basically killed him.
Yeah,
I think
we gave,
it was like-
the gust of wind. They got the last blow.
yeah, but Althea was MVP on that one. Let's face it.
Definitely.
Althea, like, I think you hit the vampire as it was trying to leave with an opportunity, and then someone hit it with gust of wind and just shoved him back into the dawn, and he exploded. Maybe.
Gadiel did
Yeah.
something. Not sure.
Oh.
And then we were walking across this, down by the river banks and the bridge and the moored boats, and Rhonda got this feeling that we're gonna get jumped by demons, aren't we?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. We're due. Let me check the calendar. Yes.
Well, if you're due.
Everybody roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
I restrained myself from making that comment.
Yeah.
I think that's
As you
about
head
it.
down,
Sorry.
that's reasonable. I don't think there was anything else that need to be said unless anyone has any last minute comments.
Long rest.
Okay. Johnny shouts long rest into the night air.
Yep. I'm
Done.
tired.
Rana is also very tired. Actually, somebody might need to carry her because I think she's at 2 levels of exhaustion, which halves her speed.
Johnny will sack potatoes, Rana.
Okay.
But you can just sit on Liger.
No, the fireman carrier, because that's funnier.
Oh, okay.
Looks over his shoulder. I gotta
I'll-
do everything.
I'll grab her bows and other stuff.
I have to look this up every time. Yeah, speed is halved.
Johnny's biting his tongue. You're heavier than you look. It's like, oh, that's a bad.
Wow.
No, it's a
Wow.
negative. No. With as self-conscious as she is already, yeah, that's the last thing he would actually do.
Probably a good idea to stay away from that. Oh,
Yeah.
one last thing. Gadiel did say, "Hey, meet me at the temple tonight." So
Yeah, he did. I
presumably
saw that.
the following night after the coming day.
You just walk with him to it. What is it tonight?
He said
Currently.
this very night.
Yeah, I know what I wrote. Here.
Are you gonna go fix it?
No.
He's going to stick us all by the temple,
Okay.
where we will get jumped by demons. As we're having a long rest that Johnny has proclaimed into the night.
Well, hopefully we'll be having a long rest inside the house that somehow is not on the map.
Well, look at it this way. On our way to the house, you can actually get a short rest hanging off of Johnny's shoulder. You're not doing anything.
That's not. As you're walking down a darkened street, 4 lights appear above you. They spin as though on around some central point as they descend to roughly 8 feet off the ground.
Uh-huh.
Am I getting alien abducted?
Maybe.
Right?
You
Look
hear
it
a
up.
move?
Is it fairy fire? Wait, no.
It's the Phoenix Lights.
Dancing lights. I guess
It
Rana
has
wouldn't know.
all. All right then. You want to make that judgment call?
Are we getting visited by the multi-dimensional dumpster phoenix?
A figure leaps down from a roof up ahead, maybe 20 feet away. They're heavily cloaked. They've got a like a scarf-like piece of clothing that wraps around their face, but you can see their eyes and skin of their flesh is ebony black, just the darkest skin tone that you've seen since you looked at Althea.
How tall is this figure?
Pretty short, maybe only a few inches over 5 feet.
Huh.
Says he looks past. I've got I figure Althea and Johnny are in front for the most part during
Yes.
most travel.
Yeah. And as soon as the lights came down, Althea stopped and swung her halberd around into a prep stance.
Johnny would have set Rana down gently-ish.
Yes.
He's not going to shrug and just drop her like the sack of potatoes he's carrying her as. No.
You may carry a sack of potatoes, but not drop a sack of potatoes.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Tilts his head, looking past the two in front, and calls. One of your group defied the last resting place of my former companion. Their trespass is unforgivable.
We defied it.
Defiled?
Defiled. I'm sure he means defiled.
Human language is difficult. Defiled, yeah.
Words are hard.
Wait, who? What? What's going on?
A half-elf travels with you, heavily tattooed.
We don't have anybody like that.
Yeah, I don't know who you're
think.
talking about, man. Like, what do you? Who defiled what?
He said it was the resting place of his former companion. So he's basically accusing someone of
Grave
grave
robbing.
robbing. Yeah.
What was
Huh.
taken?
Can you be more specific? Where, when, and what?
I think I just covered that with the what was taken. That we got backtracked to what may have happened. But okay.
East of your land, in the something region. Let me just double check. Bluestone
by-
Badlands.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh wow. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Oh shit.
I don't. What's going on? East of your lands and what?
In the Bluestone Badlands.
Okay, if he's talking about a half elf, then it wasn't Havelock. Okay, never mind.
Half elf, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It was. So if he's gunning for Havelock, that's poor guy. He's not going to ever find him.
East of whose land? We come from all over.
He was talking to Althea specifically on that one. Let me give you a little snippet of map. It'll be in
My game says the game is paused.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Okay,
It'll be in
as you
general.
were.
No, in the chat. There's stuff all over the place. I'm still trying to get through the RP.
Did you say east or west of that?
East.
Oh dear Lord, I missed so much stuff, and I did not catch
East
up.
of that is that those weird mountains.
Yeah, Bluestone Badlands. It's on. I mean, it's in the picture I
Okay.
pasted.
Well, I've
I
never
haven't
been
been there
there.
before, so yeah.
Okay. So east of Shifnal.
I don't think we've ever actually been there.
Whistles innocently.
Do not know that
Half elf with tattoos. That sounds
I have
familiar.
been there. Whom do
Side
you
eyes.
accuse? Whom do you
Ambrose.
accuse, sir?
Ambrose is doing his best not to make eye contact.
And when did this happen?
About
This
2 weeks
guy-
ago.
This guy's trying to be edgy and cool, and we are just totally ruining his vibe.
It's like,
And to each
dude.
other, do you know what he's? Where did we go? Were you there?
Yeah, I was looking around going, first of all, counting half elves, we got
Mhm.
2.
Yeah. Doesn't leave
One
a lot of.
employee.
And tattooed. The only one who's tattooed, I think, is Ambrose.
Yeah, we're
Maybe
not
Rana
gonna.
had some crazy college party's got some tattoos. I don't know. We don't know who.
Are you accusing Ron of having a tramp stamp? Is that where you're going here?
I-
Don't you wander around with your tattoos hanging out all over the place? I mean, looking at your picture, your entire left chest and arm are exposed.
Yeah, that's also an out of date picture. Ambrose is like from the neck down. He's like all inked as well at this
Mhm.
point.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Johnny's gonna dumb up and say, point to Ron and says, she's our resident half elf and she didn't have tattoos.
Johnny says that while Ambrose is clearly in view.
Yeah. But Johnny is also like a walking wall, so there you go.
It sounds like very familiar. What is it? The deja vu. This has happened before in reverse.
Oh yes, that's true.
You have answered the where and the when. And the what? What was taken? How was your companion's resting place defiled?
Was disturbed, and the items of sentimental value were removed.
Okay, you're gonna need to vague that up a little bit more for us because we're not tracking here.
2 weeks ago, we were not in company with each other. We have only but recently
Thus,
reassembled.
and thus, the rest of you can go. You can see he's holding a hand crossbow. He hasn't aimed it, but it's definitely prepared.
If I may, he looks at his group. If I may,
All means.
he looks back at the the dark midget and says, "Look, put that away."
He's 5'2". That's not what.
Compared to Johnny, yeah, who's like 6'4". Yeah, he's a dark midget. Put that away. Look, we're not having this conversation right now. We're tired. We're hungry. If you really, really want to get into this, it's going to go bad for you. I really don't want this to go bad for you. So please,
Johnny,
yeah,
Ambrose
go
has
ahead.
to interrupt.
Go ahead, bro.
Ambrose stands forward. Look, I went out those Badlands.
Ah, it's you. And he
About
raises
the
his
time,
crossbow to aim at Ambrose.
Rana
Hey,
draws an
put that
arrow.
down. Hey,
Command, drop it.
hey,
That's
Actually,
a
just
word.
command phrase drop.
stop it! Everyone, stop. Caesar Milan, you don't come at me like that.
Caesar
Everyone, just
would.
look, buddy.
He's
out in those
he's going to be firing
Badlands.
his crossbow. So
Activating armor of the beast.
you can roll initiatives if you'd like.
Okay.
Watch me roll at the very bottom.
No, that would be me. Hey, Johnny rolled somewhat decently for a change.
Ambrose abstains.
Looks like it is Rana's go.
Can I aim for the crossbow?
What was that?
Like, hello?
Oh, you want to shoot the crossbow out of his hands?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do that.
Trick shot.
You'd be doing it at disadvantage. If you hit it, it would damage the crossbow. Crossbows typically don't have a ton of HP, so probably with the amount of damage the bow does, probably destroy it if you hit.
All right, that's fine with me. Oh, wait. Hold on, I have a better idea. Let me double check. Return to media. Rana rings the bell and uses
Mhm.
return to media
Mhm.
on the guy.
Media res.
But make sure that she doesn't hit the party, anybody in the party.
There.
And then I need to roll. There's no save for this, right?
Right.
Well, unless it's magical.
I think it's broken beyond belief. So.
Okay. Okay, so everybody, the bell rings, and then it's like the crossbow that the guy is holding starts to like vibrate, and then like metal parts almost start to like. It's almost like they transform like a stage backwards in like the forging process, and then pins start to like rattle out, and it just falls to pieces. And that also happens to any other weapons that he might be carrying.
Oh man, his hands are gone. No.
Haha.
That's cool as fuck.
1d4, so
That's
3d4.
crazy OP.
Well, I'm also taking damage though.
Oh no.
So
More damage? Jeez.
No. I'm taking the damage.
I know.
Oh, okay.
You're taking more damage. You've taken how much damage tonight?
A lot.
Yeah.
Out a few.
A lot. So
China Sophia, I just healed that.
well, but his weapon's gone now, so that's Rana's turn.
All right. As the crossbow falls to pieces in his hand, he looks down at it, a bit alarmed. There's also a scimitar, which is now in pieces as well. So I guess he only has one option.
Oh, I guess she'll call out stand down. Like, we can talk this out.
He runs. No. So he will grab a metal spike-like object and chuck it, since the crossbow is down. Double check the range on these. Probably has a 20, 60 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, disadvantage. It's 20 on Ambrose.
Hit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Well,
Oh.
I can't now
That's 6
because I was
damage.
because I called Armor of the Pavis before we started this, but it was too late.
Okay.
How much damage did Ambrose just take?
6.
Oh, 6. That's a
That's
little
10
better.
HP from when I ate that giant skeleton thing, so I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make a Constitution saving throw. That armor
Oh, maybe
gives
not.
cover to things behind you, which Ambrose is off to the side a little bit, so he still has a line to him.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Here you go.
Watch as Ambrose stumbles and then falls to the ground unconscious. So that was supernaturally fast at the end of Rana's turn. He then goes by retreating. And then once he gets to there, he disappears in a puff of smoke. Because he does not have whatchamahoots.
Oh, the game is still paused.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
All right, go fix Ambrose.
Yeah, the he throws that spike, and I assume it lands probably like around Ambrose's thigh. That damage.
Mhm.
Ambrose has time to just look at it, then he stumbles into the wall and just falls asleep.
All right.
I do not have
I guess we're out of combat.
We're out of combat.
What's it called? Restoration. Lesser. What's it called?
Lesser restoration. Is he still alive?
You can detect a heartbeat.
All right, cure wounds. May not bring it if well,
He looks perfectly
I
healthy.
am
he's just sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm still at max hit points +4.
Okay, then cast
Is a
gentle.
sleeping potion? Is a
Th- th-
sleeping potion considered a poison?
Yarp. Yes.
Okay. Althea taps Johnny on the shoulder. May I?
Sure. And Johnny will just stand over here being useless.
And expending 5 points of lay on hands to dispel the poison.
I came so close to taking protection from poison. Just didn't. Because poison's not something that we see very often. Until we do.
All right.
And then
Quick,
shake him until he wakes up.
quick note to add poison to every encounter. Up ahead, a door opens up, light spills out into the street, and it's Uncle Chiron.
Oh, that's good. I didn't realize we were that close.
The 4 lights are still hanging in the air. They were dancing lights. You called that correctly.
Sweet.
They still hang in the air.
If they still hang in the air, doesn't that mean that the caster is still in range?
Don't think so. For dancing lights? Is dancing lights concentration?
It is concentration, but it doesn't say they have to be within a certain distance of you.
You can make Arcana checks if you'd like.
No.
Nah.
Did Ambrose wake up or not?
Yeah, he did. I'm not
You know
gonna make
what?
that
You know
free
what? Screw it.
check just to make sure. Okay, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he only got a 14.
Oh no.
Yeah, Rowan knows that as long as the caster is within 120 feet, the lights will stay on. If they are out, then they blink out of existence.
Okay, so we need to move into the house quickly.
Not necessarily. Chiron will hustle over to the group and ask what's happening.
Did it look like a dark elf?
Oh yeah, ebony black skin and about the right height.
Okay.
We should really get indoors.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
As this conversation is happening, Ambrose is rubbing his leg where the dart hit him, and he's going, my leg fell asleep.
Althea slaps
Not
it.
the only thing that fell asleep.
It was your everything.
Yeah, so Rana will answer the question.
Althea slaps the wound.
Althea slaps his leg. Go wake up.
Oh, it's weird.
She did, or somebody removed the dart, right? If nobody removed it, she did.
Okay.
Okay, good.
No, she's not going to slam the dart deeper into your leg. That would be cruel.
Also, this is Steven's token now that he's removed his vestments
Okay.
and the mask he was wearing.
Oh, it
You're
looks
wondering
familiar.
why there's just some child with you.
That's who it was.
Wait, is that the same token I used for the one that tried to steal the bag of holding?
I didn't
Yes.
want to
Possibly.
say anything, but
Probably.
we have seen that
Sure
young
is.
man token several times.
Okay,
Yeah, we have.
It's you.
that is 100% coincidence, and don't read into that at all.
Okay.
No, I thought it was named.
We'll break his fingers.
Can
we go make
get
a
inside,
45-minute lore
please?
theory video.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
Karan will usher you in as he's asking what's going on. The
Rana
far
will tell
light
him that
here
we
will
were attacked
blink out.
by Dark Elf.
Well, that's part of the story anyway. Althea gets under Ambrose's shot side and helps him limp his way down the street.
Appreciate it.
Wispy, shadowy substance seems to form around the man called Chiron, and he says, "Where do they go?" As he looks around the area.
Rana points in the direction.
It's not important right now. We need to get in.
Did we see a direction? I thought he just ran away and like ninja smoke bombed his way out.
He did,
Basically,
Yeah, he ran.
but he's not that far away, unless those belong to you.
another two wink out, leaving just the one that would be about here. And yeah, he's ushered. He's go on ahead if you want to, and he leaps and jumps onto siding of a building, climbs up to the roof, and you hear him sprint away. Hiroshi is near the door that he came from.
Okay. Let's get inside, y'all.
Yeah.
Because apparently Althea's texting him now.
My friend's been poisoned. Now we gotta get inside, y'all.
It's a thing.
Okay, so we get inside.
Yes, inside, the light spilling from the door was light of a couple candles that were lit, and there's a carafe of coffee set out. This early in the morning, for whatever reason, they were awake. Hiroshi mentions it's they hadn't heard anything. They were quite worried. Tried finding where Rana had gone, but were unsuccessful. Alcara is awake and quickly hugs Rana. Her hair is a mess. There's a definite musk to her. And see a little bit of dried blood at her corner of her mouth.
What?
Wait,
she
Rana's
good?
mother's there?
Yeah.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened to you? You've been missing.
For how
we
long?
went.
Been almost 2 days?
Well, we were down there for a couple hours, but we haven't been gone 2 days.
As
Apparently
Why
we
is-
have.
Why is there blood? Like Rana will kind of swipe at her mom's mouth.
I should say it's dried blood. If I didn't,
Yeah.
it's not like a fresh trickle. Okay.
Yeah.
She touches it, and I was had some steak earlier. It must have been a little too rare. That was at it, cleaning herself off, and says, "No, it's definitely been 2 days."
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Does Rana know, like, that's normal for her mom?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I was going to say, insight check? Is she lying?
Yeah,
it's all-
like mom's telling the truth, right?
The whole house is a mimic.
Oh no.
God.
Freak the fuck
As-
out.
As Stephen enters, she casts a disapproving glance his way, unsure what to make of this new development. And the kitten struts in as though it owns the house.
Because it does.
Obviously, anywhere a cat goes, it's
Everything the light touches.
How does Sengmar feel about that kitten?
And everything the dark touches in this kitten's case.
True.
Sangmar, the red-tinged panther, is asleep in a corner. Um, no, no obvious reaction.
Okay. I didn't know he was asleep. That's fine. Um, uh, well then I don't know what to say to the whole time discrepancy thing because we were down there for, a couple hours max.
I
Side note:
mean,
Sangmar's appearance is immaculate. He looks well groomed.
Sangmar is also a Black Panther.
Yes,
oh,
mostly black. A little bit of red in there.
Yeah.
You all look quite tired, please. And Roshi sets out some snacks. Make sure that there's enough seating for everyone.
Okay, Rana will dig in.
does he
Oh,
have
and then immediately drop her
fantasy
food and
bugles?
go try to find her dad.
I'll pick up a cucumber sandwich and drop it. What am I doing? Yeah. Sorry, what was
Kind of.
Ambrose doing?
Does he have fantasy bugles?
No, it's like scones and clotted cream.
Fancy snacks. Okay.
Breakfast snacks.
Ambrose also he sat down at the snack table. He's still rubbing his leg and looking kind of woozy and out of it.
Be fine. Eat something that's not spiders.
Yeah,
Althea
good
sets
idea.
two with a will.
Rana moves towards Tharon's chambers and Alcorosis that your father's still sleeping. He'll be up soon, I'm sure.
We need to get some sleep.
Yes.
Maybe you guys do. I
Rana
got
looks
all the sleep I need.
Fine, Ambrose.
Rana
you
looks
can
really
stand
torn, but then
watch.
goes
Just
back to the
don't
food.
go outside, please. And what
Yep.
did you do?
No. I
Out with
mentioned
it.
I mentioned it a little bit before.
You said you
but
went on a tear. What did you do that brought a dark elf down on you for some kind of retribution?
to be fair, I thought the whole place was abandoned, as it should be.
But
So-
apparently it wasn't.
I kind of talked about this earlier, but after, my breakup with Cause,
Mhm.
I was feeling nostalgic. So I went back to the Bluestone Badlands where Colt's hideout used to be. Emphasis on used to be.
Okay.
I got there, the place looked bombed out, there was ash, scorch marks everywhere, a couple giant spiders moved in, one of them bit me, I bit them back, classic story. I stayed there for a
Classic.
while,
Ed's a boy and his dog.
mooching off of the preserved stuff there, and I went into some rooms that originally, when I was there, I was not allowed into when I was a child. And I found some magic stuff and some records.
Okay. And
Well, first and foremost, I found out that apparently I was not born into the cult like I thought it was. I was kidnapped as a baby from the steps of a orphanage. Classic, right?
okay.
And I found out that I was not the first chosen one.
Not the first chosen one? You were a chosen one?
Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned that at some point. The cult that thought that I was going to bring Doomsday around, like summoning Urrath to our plane of existence or some shit.
Is Rana
Uh,
still in the room?
Yeah, she came back. She's
Yeah.
eating and listening intently.
Okay, yeah. Althea looks over at Rana and just shakes her head slightly and looks back at Ambrose.
Yeah, so obviously everyone here is still alive and not digested, so that didn't end up happening.
Yet.
I went through the records and I found out that the cult had kidnapped a lot of children for me.
Okay.
So I read more about what happens and stuff, and apparently once they come of age, they go through a ritual that is supposed to connect them deeper to Urrath, usually around somewhere between like 10, 14 human years, give or take. And as far as I could tell, none of them made it. Or the 200 something files I found. And I started looking around a bit more, and I found a room that jogs some memories that I believe I may have repressed up until this point. I was one that underwent that ceremony when I came of age, which apparently is the reason why I have my complexion as opposed to all of the other half elves that we know and love. I so I looked around the room. I found all the magic supplies, and I remembered that as the ritual was being performed on me, something or someone stopped it. I remember green magic, a bunch of energy, then a lot of shouting, then a big explosion. And then I woke up and my home was collapsed. So I wandered away. So when I went back and I found all that ritual stuff, finished it.
You
You
finished the
finished
ritual?
the ritual.
On myself. By myself.
Johnny's just kind of looking at it with a little bit more interest and well, it looks kind of like respect. Insane respect, but respect.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
Okay,
how I got all
so
the extra tattoos.
where does this defiling of the resting place of that dark elf's companion come in?
That's the darndest thing. I don't remember there being any dark elves in the cult. There were mainly a lot of half elves. I think like one orc, maybe. We did, however, have a little agreement with some dark elves out there. They lived in a cavern way below the cults, like way deep down. And they were the ones that helped farm up all the giant insects that we used for banquets and stuff. It gave me my immaculate palate, of course.
Althea just shudders a little bit. So, do you know if you spent any time um blacked out but physically active? Did you ever wake up somewhere
Well,
you don't remember getting how you got there?
that's darndest thing is after I finished up that ritual, turns out most of the cult's old food storages and stuff went bad a long time ago, naturally. So there wasn't much food, wasn't much water, and I was in the middle of the Badlands. So I tried to hike my way home back to Shifnal and you guys. And I slipped on some rocks. I remember hitting my head pretty hard. There was a lot of blood on that, and then I remember passing out in the sand in the middle of nowhere. And then the next time I woke up, that cadre guy had slashed me across the chest, and I was standing here with you guys.
Okay, because you were conscious and with us, but not yourself
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while.
I've been meaning to ask about that, but I kind of just chalked it up to freaky magic nonsense up until this point. I just, roll with the punches.
All right. So when that dark elf comes to exact his or her vengeance, you're gonna need to find a way to apologize and make reparations.
Yeah.
Especially
We'll
because you
help.
don't know what you did to him, apparently.
We will help
Yeah.
as much as we can, but the bulk of this is gonna fall on you. We'll protect your life. Of course, if he darts all of us, we're all in trouble.
And, I'll figure it out.
Don't you always?
Also, after telling this story, Ambrose seems kind of shaken up. He's looking a little bit pale. One of his hands is getting a little bit shaky. Still just kind of massaging his leg and snacking idly.
How can I tell if that poison has somehow held on? Jacob, would that be a medicine check?
Yeah.
Of course, not that I have any advantage, yeah, I don't have any bonuses to it, so.
I guess Althea begins to examine Ambrose.
Yeah.
Hearing no objection from Guff, I guess Ambrose doesn't resist.
Yeah,
And
go for it.
it doesn't seem that he's affected by it. I mean, everything you know about the power granted by the shield, any mundane poison would have been nullified. If it's magical in nature, possibly, but with your medicine check, probably just anxiety or nerves. Heartbeats probably going a little bit faster than normal.
That could be attributed to stress.
Hiroshi reiterates that probably get some rest, reconvene when you're all
Yeah.
good and ready again. But before, obviously, if there's anything else you want to discuss, it's not going to be like, no, you go to sleep now. I've got darts of my own.
Althea asks Rowan if he will have a look at Ambrose, please. See if he can tell anything about this poisoning. If there's anything residual about it, because what I did should have fixed it, but he's not doing well.
This isn't anything I have expertise with, but okay.
I don't know, so I figured it was safe to ask. Anyone else who wants to look at him, what I did would have nullified any normal poison, but if there's something else to it, Rana, Johnny.
Before anyone steps forward, Ambrose stands up and he goes, "You know what? It sounds good. I'm gonna go lay in a bed a little bit." And he just makes a couple peace signs and he walks towards bedrooms. I kind of forget the layout of this place, but
Yes. Althea stands, bows briefly to Hiroshi and anyone else who is uh, not part of the team. So, yeah. So to I guess Alcara and whomever else, and says, "I too would very much like to take some rest." And
Before everyone heads off, Hiroshi will say, "Did learn one more thing while you were away. For whatever it's worth, there was a couple nights ago you met Mask in the temple, and on that same night, there were 9 people found dead in Burbage Park, dressed in robes and all wore white porcelain masks, or whatever
Oh,
connection
shit.
that is."
how many did we take out? Althea asks that of the general party. How many did we take out while we were down there?
Ambrose shrugs. I don't know how to count.
No, he was. Wait, is Hiroshi's referring to when we fought Mask in the Temple of Derv, right?
Yes.
Oh,
That we didn't fight any acolytes, so that's
no, no,
weird. I
no.
don't know.
No, when we were downstairs. How many did we take out down there?
I
A good few.
A
Yeah,
few.
a lot more than a little.
maybe
Little more than a
9.
lot.
I don't know.
9 sounds like it could be correct.
It could also be the work
12.
of that rabbit guy.
You found 12, or you killed 12.
Till 12. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Maybe the rabbit guy got hungry
I-
and ate 3 of them.
Well, and if no one can remember, I'm starting to wonder if Mask took us bodily into another plane.
I feel like I would feel being taken into another plane.
We are feeling it. We're tired.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you're not
suspect it
tired.
was an
You ate
illusion.
something.
did I have the ghost magic plane spiders?
Entirely possible, but apparently they're sustaining you.
Oh.
Or maybe that's what's making you jittery.
Hmm.
Deep fried
Well, all I
caffeinated
know
spiders?
is Ambrose ate something and he did not get tired after we left Prusika's house. Nobody else ate anything and we're all tired.
You guys skip breakfast or something? Maybe you just haven't been eating your Wheaties.
No, we didn't eat what Mask offered us. However, I think I've had enough scones and cream. It's time for sleep. We'll sort the mystery out later.
All right. Rest of the night passes uneventfully. All get very well rested. It's probably near midday when you all start getting up and ready and are fully slept, except for Ambrose, who probably wakes up pretty early still,
Yeah.
having, for whatever reason, not being exhausted as everyone else was.
As people are like waking up around noon, Ambrose is already down, like making chit chat with the other people in the house, making maybe some pancakes.
Yay, pancakes.
Hey,
I just want to see how many hit points Tonus recovers.
3.
I'm
It's
waiting to see
a long rest, isn't it? So it's all of them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Let me hit the long rest button.
Oh, long resting takes away your temp HP.
58. Dang.
Guess it must.
Oh,
Ambrose had a net loss when he long rested.
wow.
Rough.
I mean, I got my spell slots back, but I lost 4 temp HP points.
It's a brand new day and the sun is high.
Still looks tired.
Angels sing that you're gonna die.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
going with me on that. Thank you.
I was waiting for someone to come in with that.
Open that tab so I can watch it when this is over.
Right? I want to take over the world for all the right reasons. Dude, the world's a mess and I just need to rule it.
Is it not? Man, oh, I'll have to find it then.
That was a wonderfully underrated show.
As Rana emerges, Theron is awake and up and about. As soon as she comes out of wherever she's resting, he rushes us. Not quite the word I want, but it's close enough. Rushes to her and presses her. She can see his irises and pupils have been restored, and he is ecstatic that he can look at her once again.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah, Rana's definitely tearing up.
6 feet, sir. Social distancing.
No, not with.
Banishes Johnny to the Shadow Realm.
I've
Wow.
been here before.
He inquires of the previous, for you, days, events, and specifically what he asks if you made any sort of deal with Mask because shouldn't have his eyes.
We should really sit down and have breakfast. And we can tell you all about brunch. We can tell you all about it.
Let me make you some coffee. Do you like coffee? Coffee's good.
Ambrose
been
made
awake a little bit.
pancakes, and he only put spiders in half of them.
Very considerate, Ambrose.
Progress.
He's just not going to tell you which half.
Did he put anything else in the other half that we would have to try and figure out which is which, like blueberries?
Use a lot of syrup.
So yeah, a breakfast or. Go ahead.
I was just going to say something dumb.
Oh, that's what I'm smelling. Sorry, that was
Then,
out of
yeah,
character. I'll be right back.
Right. I guess over breakfast or brunch or whatever, we'll explain what happened. And
He listens with deep concern.
well, sorry. Go ahead.
And stresses the importance of watching for any sort of long-term effects from being within an illusion for so long. It's called PISD, post-illusion stress disorder.
Wow.
So
Or
you're saying that we're all pissed?
it used to be illusion fatigue. That term wasn't well received by people, so
So Tara, apparently we're all pissed. Post-illusion stress disorder.
What was that?
Tara had to go deal with chicken soup that she's concocting.
Ooh.
Like homemade chicken soup. We slaughtered the chickens. No. By slaughter we mean we defrosted the frozen chicken legs. And
slaughtered those.
made roasty chicken. Now we're making soupy chicken. You're all
That
welcome
chicken's
to come
been through a lot.
You're welcome to go over and have some, guys.
I'll be
I'll be
there
right
in
there.
Sorry,
approximately like 18 hours, maybe.
So,
well, it's gonna simmer for at least another overnight. So another 13, 15 hours.
so it should be
Uh,
ready by the time you get here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Alright,
needed
so
to
when-
make.
Go ahead.
Never mind. Oh, I needed to make chicken soup. It's been a moral imperative recently, and I had 10 pounds of chicken in the freezer and needed to make space in the
Oh,
freezer.
wow.
So
Now I've
Yeah.
got Now I've got 2 cubic feet of space in my freezer that didn't have before.
because
and
when
homemade chicken
10
soup is good stuff.
well, right, and when chicken leg quarters go on sale for 29 cents a pound for a 10-pound bag, you buy it.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Especially,
Anyway,
especially when Tara has a full size freezer, like refrigerator
refrigerator size.
size freezer.
Yep.
So-
Yep. My parents have the
And-
same thing.
Anyway, so my apologies for running away so rapidly. What happened that we're pissed off?
No,
I'm
post,
just
Oh.
pissed.
we're pissed. Post-solution stress disorder.
Tharon just tells everyone to be watchful for signs of stress caused by being in an illusion for a long period of time.
Oh, okay.
Just out of curiosity, Jacob, did you think that acronym through before you gave it to us?
For about 1 second,
Okay.
and then it was batter up.
It's called improv.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
And it's a
Yes,
art.
and
All right. Johnny's going to actually go through with his promise to make coffee. Really good coffee. He's going to say a blessing over it because reasons.
the blessed coffee.
The blessed. It's actually he's casting the cheap version of false life spell.
False life. So everybody gets 10 hit points. Nice.
False life through coffee.
Let's go.
That's just real life. That's not even game.
Does Rana tell Tharon that she has Mie's bell?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say when she's explaining what happened. And she gets to the part with Mie's bell, she would pull it out and set it on the table.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I'm so
Pokebells.
glad I'm not the only one who thought that.
I love Digimon.
Is
They're all
Digimon
mock-
just a poor man's
Tharon-
Pokemon?
Pretty
Tharon
much.
picks the bell up and examines it, and returns it to Rana. He looks relieved and, to a certain extent,
It's not empty yet. Oh, well, that is.
pleased.
That is. Thank you. And half a sec.
Rana will ask, we'll tell him that she would like to do their, the Eminier rite of passing today. Probably soon, if it's midday. That's about the time of their tuning ritual. Because Mask has released Illidan's soul and her
Yes.
sentinels, so she would like to observe that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So I guess we can figure out if he actually did that first.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Not sure how Rana would do that.
I'm
you
not
have
sure
suggestions?
how. No, Hidoshi was the one that told her that Illidan's soul had not rejoined Mie. So,
Okay.
however he knew that the first time.
Well, he didn't do it.
I'm-
That's what he learned that from
Okay.
the Eminier.
Okay.
So you probably have to talk to them.
Okay. Then I guess she'll ask Tharon if he'll contact them and ask.
You can make some inquiries. Double check this. Okay, yeah, he'll pray on it and give Rana an answer in a few minutes.
Okay.
He says yes.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, she would like to do that today with him, and then if anybody else wants to join, you're welcome to, but it's an Elven rite, so she'll understand if you're not interested. And then she'll also, you know, explain
I don't know.
that.
I don't know if it's happening for everyone else, but you're
It
breaking up.
is.
Yeah, you're
I'm
roboting
breaking
kind of
up?
hard.
Yep,
Wonderful.
But
I
chaos
even
isn't.
moved down.
I'm not. I use my phone for this, and we're on separate networks, so
Oh, that makes sense.
Hello? Can you hear? No, looks terrible. What's going on? I'm right next to the router.
What'd you do?
You're
I
right next to the
don't
router, then plug it
know.
in.
You sound terrible.
I don't have a hard wire, Omega, or I would plug it in. And last time I tried to plug it in, it didn't do anything.
The dummy router.
yeah, that router sucks real bad.
There is also a thing called attenuation where there's a point where you're too close to a router and it actually makes your connection
I'm-
worse.
Well, now we know.
I'm-
No,
I'm
that
not.
router's weird and garbage. Like my Xbox is hardwired in, and it still has problems.
I've actually got a really high-end router I could probably send you guys.
Well,
Okay,
we're
so this is actually a
hopefully
good time
moving
then
soon.
for me to take a very short break, and hopefully in about 5 minutes the connection will be a little better. I'll be right back.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So Rhonda's in the talking about sending the bell holder to rest. You know, putting her at rest.
Yes.
How long's she been dead?
About a month.
Give me a second. Let me check something. Damn it. Never mind. Okay. I don't have that spell yet.
Which spell?
The one that lets you bring people back who have been dead longer than like 10 days.
Wish.
No, not
Ah,
wish. Not wish. There's another one. It's a greater. It's a I think lesser restoration.
No, it's
Resurrection.
definitely not lesser restoration.
Oh, resurrection.
definitely not.
Yeah, resurrection.
If it's any consolation, Rana and Tharon would have politely declined.
Okay. Well, it's just Johnny's
But-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's resurrection. Anyone who hasn't been dead for more than a century, less than a century, good to go. Reconstipate the bell holder.
That's assuming that the Raven Queen's gonna be chill with us, just like hijacking a soul.
All we need is the actual person to the soul of the person to be good with it, and
That's true.
and a body part. Don't even need the whole thing.
Do we have a body part?
No.
Does the bell count?
No.
No.
I don't know. Isn't Rana's bell like in her arm or something right now?
Oh, no, that's different. She's wearing the
Okay.
bell, and then she also has an adamantine bell, like, kind of embedded in her wrist.
Damn, bro, how many bells you got?
She's a big fan of the Dr. Dre song from the '90s to keep the bells ringing. What?
Good
I'm old.
reference.
I'm old. What? No, so I got to bust out Dawn, which was awesome. Now I want to
Yeah.
resurrect him. Ambrose, take a dive.
I
I'll bring you right back. I promise. We've got the diamonds for it.
We have the technology.
Should we save those though for like an actual emergency?
Yes.
Diamonds are
Counterspell.
forever. Come on.
I was not kidding
Yeah.
about
Wait.
hoarding those things.
Yes, I know, but doesn't it consume those?
Yeah, but if somebody
We have a mine. Hello.
fails 3 death
Mine.
saves, somebody fails
Sorry,
3
go
death
ahead.
saves. Hello.
I mean,
Yes,
We
that's what
did
I
say
mean, but
what-
let's not. I'm just saying, don't have Ambrose just go kill himself so that you can.
I don't know what you
resurrect
guys are talking
someone.
about, but counterspell.
oh my god.
It's okay, I can do this 3 more times.
They have
Wow.
3 more counterspells.
Lucky you.
Counterspell the counterspell.
He counterspells that as well. Surprisingly reactive, this mage.
I disbelieve.
Not anymore.
Well, I don't know what you
Can't be
think.
very reactive when he has an arrow through his sternum.
That's what you think.
I cast make him into a unicorn.
You
Arrow
want
to
him
the forehead.
be horny? Anyways,
Says the man who came up with pissed.
Sangmar has awoken at this point. He looks surprisingly dapper as he sits with a little bow tie around his neck.
Ooh.
Johnny will
you-
see his bow tie and counter with a caveat and a cravat.
Yeah, I was like, what? What are you countering with?
Caveats.
I think Displacer Kitty needs a cravat, yes.
The
Oh.
Displacer Kitty has nuzzled up and every once in a while kind of bats playfully at the panther, who looks down with the air of, I'm above this, but continue.
Johnny's going to continue his campaign to befriend Displacer Kitty.
After about half an hour from when the rest of the gang has awoken and come out and getting ready for the day, Chiron returns. He enters the room. He enters the front door. God, why can't I say words? He enters the
Through the
front
front door.
room through the front door. He's drenched in sweat. He's got a couple wounds, and again that shadowy substance sort of clings to his form, drifting off in wisps. First thing he says, he's fast, so fast. He's breathing hard.
You
Wow.
okay, sir?
He must be really fast.
Do you need assistance, or have you caught it?
He got away.
Java?
Java?
Coffee.
Java.
Java.
Oh,
Chasing?
Johnny-
Was he chasing the elf all night?
Yeah, a few hours. And then he sort of he didn't run
Turn
back.
around.
Yeah.
Right.
Johnny will offer him a cup of espresso. This is Hedger, right?
Jet fuel.
I'm gonna need to take a level in barista for this. I know I am.
Well, Cassandra, his daughter, begins bandaging his wounds as he removes his shirt, with his help too. Obviously, he doesn't just sit there while she works.
Huh. I can fix that for you if you'd like. Happy
He shrugs as if to say it's nothing.
Johnny, we might want to.
Stop censuring me. Thank you.
I'm not trying to censor.
It's what he just snaps it out there. It's what I do. Live with it.
Mom, Dad, please stop fighting.
Does Ambrose
Lauren looks
actually
up.
say that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like,
What?
after stabbing, Johnny says, "My apologies. I am sorry." And he just struggles to get his central calm back.
Johnny, I understand. It's what I want to do too. It's just that we don't know what we have to face yet today.
This is why I want to go back to my forge.
If that call is so strong that it compels you, who are we to hold you here?
My friends. And it's not you holding me here, it's my choice. It's just difficult at times. Anyway, bringing down the party. And Johnny will take another sip of his coffee and pinky raised. Difficult to do in a full gauntleted, armored gauntlet, but he can do it.
Oh, he's wearing his full set of armor at the table.
No, just the
Never
gauntlet.
takes it
Just the
off.
gauntlets, nice.
That's the gauntlet.
Just the gauntlet. And the Gambeson plus gauntlet.
Just the tip. Got it.
Yep.
Gauntlet's like the tip of the armor, right?
Sure, we can go with that.
It's around noon when everyone's fed and ready and rested enough that they've lost their level of exhaustion if they had one.
Rana still has one, so
I
she's
was
still
about to say,
excited.
what about Rana, but with 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny will mix her a special blend with some vanilla bean extract and some cinnamon. He says, "Here, drink this."
Well, vanilla bean is poisonous in this world.
Wow.
Here, drink
Oh,
drink
shit.
this.
Vanilla bean is poisonous to elves like dogs can't have chocolate.
Got a werewolf problem? Give him chocolate.
All right, you say that, but
In Jacob's world, that's like feeding a mogwai after midnight.
I watched that pretty recently.
Movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Anyway,
It is.
so is Die Hard.
Okay, so midday, what do you do?
Have
Are we
we
going
heard
back
about
to
the army yet?
No.
We have not heard about the army yet. Okay. That will. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
I wanted to know if we were going to Madame Michaud's house. I had some research I wanted to do. Provided
yeah.
provided it's not inconvenient.
And we should probably explain, well, if not explain our absence, at least beg her pardon for disappearing without saying anything.
Yeah, that was something
So
else.
if we've been gone, go ahead.
That was something else I was wanting to bring up. So we kind of made a deal with Mask, right?
Kinda, yeah. A detente.
So do we still have to keep up the cover that I masterfully crafted around Michaud, or should we come clean?
Oh,
I
I want you to keep that going
Let's keep that
All
going.
right.
because it is
Oh my goodness.
so hilarious.
Rana, if you'd rather not, John and I can accompany our good lord to Lady Michaud's house, and we'll just let them know that the rest of you are out gathering supplies.
Well, I'm not sure because Michaud, at least from the vibes that I got from her, don't get me wrong, she's kind of nuts, but she's not like evil like Mask is, I
Shoot
kind of
the
feel
bull on the
bad at
Mars
this point.
bar.
Steven shifts uncomfortably in his seat.
What's wrong,
Steven.
Steven?
Dude, it's just hard to think of Mask that way.
Oh, as evil.
Yeah, getting out of a cult is a hard process. We'll work through it together, buddy. I've been there.
From the sounds of it, Ambrose jumped back in purposefully.
Steven, if it would make you feel
You
better,
know.
here, have some Kool-Aid.
Mhm.
Wow.
Okay, so you head to Michaud's house.
Yep.
Is
Would
any
Rana have had time to do that ritual or
Yeah.
not yet? Okay.
Yes. Is anyone not going?
Okay.
Cool.
No,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
as long as she can do that ritual beforehand, she's fine with going.
Okay. Omega, you were starting to say something?
At some point, I would like to go check on the battle wagon.
Yeah, check the hoop.
Yeah, we should probably do that,
Oh, yeah.
especially because we disappeared.
Well, we locked it. We booted it. It's there.
I have the. I'm assuming I took the key with me. I don't know if it is explicitly stated, but
Yeah, it's got a remote start feature and air conditioning. Anyways, yeah, I assume that. So do you want to do that before or after Michaud?
I've never really directly interacted with them, so I might just like head out.
On your lonesome?
You and Liger.
I don't like that.
No, let him Scooby-Doo if he wants to. Because you know
Well,
what happens.
How long is the? It's the middle of the day. How long is the walk from Michaud's house up north and then back down?
On Liger dashing.
Yeah, I can have Liger running through the street.
Because that's not going to cause a panic.
A little bit of Liger
Michaud's
parkour.
house back down.
Ooh, Liger parkour.
I mean, Michaud's
nice.
house is pretty close to Chiron's house, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
It's a
not a
walk.
very far journey, but to the northern wall and out to where the battle wagon is parked.
Yeah.
That's looks like 3 miles.
Average walking speed about an hour.
Dashing Liger moves 80 feet.
Yeah, I mean there's going to be some spots where you can't dash really without barreling through people.
Yeah.
So call it
He's an angry gnome on a mechanical tiger. What does he care about people?
That's
3
true.
miles.
30
3
minutes
miles
or
at
so.
the jog is.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, this reminds me. Who does a lot of moving around? That's not me. I think Althea or Johnny, you do a lot of moving around, don't you?
Johnny's everywhere.
Johnny's
Johnny, you're-
everywhere. Althea
Johnny-
picks a spot
so-
and doesn't move.
Johnny's a little slow to start sometimes, so I'm gonna help him fix that. I'm not getting any benefit out of the Pegasus boots, so here you go.
Huh.
Pegasus boots?
He can triple dash.
Oh.
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 I've been
Remembering
wearing
when
them
you-
forever and never get off Liger, so they don't do anything for me.
Remembering when you picked those up, I fully expected Ethan to get those for that exact reason.
Oh yeah. Miss Ethan.
Is it, well, Ethan had the terrible initiative too.
I think he was a melee guy that needed to move around a lot or something.
Right,
Or
he
just
was a
He was
monk,
a monk.
so if he had
He
those
was a
boots,
monk. Oh,
could,
he gets a
like,
bonus to movement speed anyway as a monk.
Yeah,
He doesn't
goes
get it.
super
who
fast. It'd
knows,
have been
with those
hysterical.
boots, he'd be the Flash.
Can you share the stats for that in general at some point?
I put it in the general chat, yeah.
Thanks, sir. Oh, nice. Okay, I got him.
What is it, some sort of
Okay, so
homebrew
Tonus.
page?
Oh, shoot.
Tonus is
Was it not the
gonna-
homebrew?
No, it's those.
Okay.
So Tonus is gonna go up to the north wall, check on the what's it, and then the battle wagon, and then
So
come
what's
back
it?
to Michaud's house.
Yeah. Oh, I
Okay,
was
so
also
we'll
still
just wait
curious
for you there.
about if there exists and where it exists a curio shop. I know you said yes, but I don't think you explicitly said where it was.
Let's see if there's one near you. Not that one. Not that one.
Oh, that's badass. Attack charge? Fuck yeah.
Let's see if I can find the legend for this map. That isn't the one to the right of the. There it is. Okay, yeah, I'll look for those while we're going forging ahead. The group separates. Tonus going off, sprinting away on Liger, riding away, I guess, be better. As the rest stroll down the street towards Mishod's house.
Ayo, putty tat, away.
The main group doesn't really get this, but as there's a couple places where Tonus will have to slow down and sort of pass throngs of people, and we'll pick up bits of conversation about some undead horde north of the city.
Did you say undead orb?
Horde.
Horde north of the city. Okay.
Wait,
Like-
so where the battle wagon is?
It was left north of the city, wasn't it? Strange.
Let's go. I can actually use the weapons on it now.
The holy ballista of badassness.
Okay, so Tonus continues on.
Wait, so Tonus is the only one that hears about the horde?
Yeah, the rest of it, it's such a short trip from Chiron's house to the Misho house that you don't really get into one of those situations where you're catching like a throng of people just talking about it, or like a town crier.
And Chiron
Okay.
doesn't come
Like
back with any of
straight.
that news.
Who's focused on other things. And it's barely being disseminated as well.
Yes, because who would want to talk about undead hordes outside the city?
Everyone.
That-
I mean, this is
that-
fantasy. That probably happens like every other Thursday, right?
It's Thursday, you're right.
Is it, or is it Saturday?
Might be Sunday. Anyway,
Who's on here? Is it Rowan? Yeah. I guess I'll activate it and force everyone to look at this. So Omega, your question about where a curio shop would be is 58 is one of them.
58. Oh, that's right next to
So you could
Chiron's house.
theoretically like stop there on the way if you'd prefer.
I'll do that on the way back.
Fair enough.
how
I'm
far
assuming.
we-
Am I taking Gate Street just straight north?
Mhm.
Okay.
How far
is
are we
the
from
street.
that brewery? Oh, it's pretty far.
Brewery? What
Yeah, the
brewery are you looking at? The one to the
Blue-
north?
Bluegill Brewery, number 57.
Mhm. That's over here.
It's across the river. Never mind. Okay.
At some point, we also need to stop in at the Gilded Lion.
Mishod welcomes you all as ecstatic and frenetic as she always is. She has some off the wall question as she normally does. As you're entering the foyer, that front office space that's cluttered with books, there's a tightly bound scroll sitting atop one of the piles of books. It has a tag that says "To the Vidalcan."
To the what?
What's a Vidalcan?
What's a Vidalcan with you?
Nothing. What's that? Damn it!
Wow.
Beat me to the punch.
She is ecstatic about the Displacer kitten and plays with. Well, no, she doesn't play with it, but she has Chompers brush over and they wrestle a bit, and then
Oh,
she continues to keep her firm, upright stance as she has done this whole time.
When she greets them all with this ecstatic, frenetic energy that she's got, Johnny will produce a copper wire twisted rosette that he just spent like 20 minutes making out of a extruded copper wiring. And he says, "Here you go. Something to show our, a minor show of appreciation. I hope you enjoy it. It tickles your fancy."
She looks at it, her eyes flaring just a light blue for a moment as she observes it and says, okay, and she puts it down on the table.
Figured.
My lady. My lady.
It's a mental speed bump. What do you want?
Did Mask make his appearance at your home as promised the other night?
Yes, he came last night. Oh, it was so wonderful. I watched him cast. Oh, what was it? He emulated Chompers there with both a sacred flame and a firebolt at the same time. Immolated.
So able to multicast.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's truly a spectacle. And it was just the most magnificent thing. He left a scroll for someone.
For someone.
Dibs.
No dibs.
I mean,
If he looks, Johnny was actually looking at you when that slips out because we know it did. Johnny
Oh,
says,
I finished my
"No."
preparations on the wine as well. I know I know a little bit about it. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Wine,
Wrapped
my
in
lady?
It's wrapped in a wonderfully powerful illusion. I couldn't pierce it or dispel it in any way. I had to go to the ethereal plane just to look at it. And even from there, I still wasn't able to fully understand what I was dealing with. But I did note that it is about a fifth blood. And she says this very happily and looks
Uh-huh.
expectantly at the group.
1/5 blood.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? And you can't tell unless you, well, again, you have to go to another plane just to see it.
My lady, what kind of blood?
Unclear. It is, well, it's not the normal blood that you might expect. It has a slight greenish tint to it.
Greenish.
Omega, I sent you a message via Discord.
Indeed, you did.
Uh,
Oh,
what race has greenish
Gotcha.
blood? Is that also a medicine check?
You could
No
try
names.
Arcana or Nature. Really, just give me an intelligence check, and then just whatever proficiencies you have in.
Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Don't
Hold on, Rowan. The books from Prussia's library were given back to her. Johnny specifically.
No.
Yeah, he specifically gave them all back.
I don't remember that being done, but okay.
No, we gave back Erica's books. I
Yes,
don't
we
think
did.
we gave back Prusica's books.
We didn't ever take Prusica's books.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, we
definitely
did.
a library that you guys
Shoved
shoved
into a bag.
everybody else into a bag.
Oh, well then we gave
Yeah,
those.
because it was
thought we
blood
gave those
magic.
back.
No,
You've
there's
done
been
it twice.
two libraries.
You give them back
Yeah.
the first time and not the second.
Okay,
Okay,
right,
thank-
because we
okay.
destroyed her lab.
That's right. Okay, my
Yeah.
apologies.
I don't remember stealing her books. I thought we destroyed as much as we could find.
No, Johnny's a
So there
pack
were
rat.
two rooms.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there were two rooms. There was the library and then the lab. We ransacked the library and put a bunch of books because there was one written in blood.
Yeah, that's right.
And then,
Thank you for the reminder.
and then we ransacked. Yeah, then we destroyed the lab.
Okay, so while that's going on with them, sorry, I apologize for interrupting the flow. I was wrong on this, but yeah, Johnny would give you access to the books.
Rowan peruses them for about a minute and then hands them all back. He seems to be casting a spell as he looks at them.
And that distracts Michaud, who watches intently. Omega, you can respond in the DM if you'd like, or take it in a minute or two.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll just do it in the DM.
Did my check give me anything?
I think I can think of a few creatures, but nothing specific, or nothing that you would be able to pinpoint. So you might see greenish hue. Some of the more reptilian monstrosities that you've heard have a greenish blood. Maybe an extraplanar creature. But there's nothing that stands out as like, oh yeah, that's it.
What about Vidalcan? Does that trigger anything? Any
that-
historical? Any religious?
That would be me.
Oh, that would.
And Rowan opens his hand, and the scroll just sort of floats into his hand, and he examines it.
That was wonderful.
While this is all happening, after the interplay with him and Rowan and the books, when it's appropriate, John will look at Madame Michaud and says, "I understand that your father was very into summoning of extraplanar beings. I'm looking for any text I could find on bindings and or contracts, and specifically their breaking and negation. Do you have anything like that?"
I'm sorry, the binding and negation, is that what you said?
I'm looking for books on how to break
And
contracts with extraplanar
break.
beings.
Uh,
You have to get an extraplanar litigator.
yeah, she has books on that subject. Typically, I mean, it's going to depend on the type of creature. Fey promises are a bit different than ones that are made to.
Demonic specifically. Demonic
exactly.
and fiendish.
Handsome.
Althea looks sideways at Johnny.
Make a deal with the devil. They'll know how to get you out.
Not helping, guys.
I would much rather be in a blood pact with a devil than a demon, if we're being totally honest.
Still not helping.
You're not here, so shush.
Yeah, go play with your battle wagon. Go fondle your sapphires.
Wow, we're not being nice. Sorry.
No, we are not. We're all siding. It's okay. It's all good. So yeah, that's what Johnny's looking for, specifically, yes, for Althea.
Okay. Yeah, she lets you into the study and she indicates a few books.
Okay. Do you need any type of arcana or religion checks from me for these to see if I can understand and get the gist of what's behind them?
It'll just take some time. But
Okay.
yeah, you can do a
Can I join him?
intelligence check, advantage with Arcana if you have it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a good advantage.
Let's go.
Uh,
Because
Now
yeah. Go ahead.
you
Sorry.
get similar information as determined previously.
Mhm.
It's either up to the demon lord themselves, a more powerful demon, or deity of some type.
Hmm.
or deity.
Or deity.
Well,
Johnny's got divine intervention now.
oh boy.
worth a shot, isn't it?
Don't think I'm not. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Yeah. Really quick, Rana will follow up about the question, or about Mask. Like, when did he show up? Does it sound like he showed up after we left? Or did it sound like he was there simultaneously?
It sounds like it was simultaneously, but it's hard to tell. I mean, how much time was spent just dribbling, drooling on your own chins while he was waiting. It's difficult because you don't know exactly what.
We don't know how time passed.
Yeah. Or how it passed.
He may have suspended us all like insects in amber.
Okay. That's good to know. That's what I was curious about.
My lady, have you heard of the Blight?
Everyone's heard of the Blight.
Do you know much about it?
She knows a fair amount.
Would you be willing to share with us what you know? It seems that my lord's interest lies in the direction of fighting it. And
Does?
that will be our next endeavor.
I mean, yes,
Since we
does.
missed our opportunity to meet Mask at your home, and we regret that we were absent for that. We were unavoidably delayed elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah. She is a little reluctant. She's unsure about how you'd even go about fighting the ooze that corrupts everything it touches. But
I will happily share with her what we learned when we fought it previously. The whole with the Mantis people and the Griffin hairs and the saxifrage bulbs and all of that. I'd be interested to know how one cultivates saxifrage bulbs.
they grow in cold climates, in mountainous regions.
Well, that much I remember. But is it just that one region, or can they be cultivated elsewhere where the conditions are optimal? If conditions are kept magically optimal.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
So I'll share whatever knowledge that we had from those early days. And the magic user that we confronted with the one tree. Last we had with that, we took the poison that he had concocted back to the Mantis folk and left it to them to reverse engineer, didn't we?
They wouldn't take it, so we probably still have that.
Because-
It's probably still
oh,
just chilling in Johnny's bag.
oh,
I was thinking about that.
interesting.
Yeah, because they wouldn't take it. They thought we were trying to poison them.
Oh, well,
Understandable, honestly.
then we need to find someone who has both the knowledge, skill, and willingness to take a crack at reverse engineering it so that we can find out what it is and the best way to counteract it permanently as opposed to temporarily.
Mm,
And asking Lady Michaud if perhaps she knows anyone who has that sort of skill.
She says that there's quite a few different alchemists in the area.
Is there anyone who has a vested interest in combating the blight?
Well, everyone. I mean, it's the only reason that river's there is because of that.
suppose that's true. Is there a place where the alchemists meet as a consortium?
No, not so much. You'll find, let's see, there's an alchemist in the northern ward here, and then another one near the, I think that's the Park of the Hero.
In your opinion,
Champion Park, yeah.
who is the most competent? Not necessarily the best known or the most famous or the richest, but the most competent.
She doesn't really dabble with alchemy or alchemists, so she would say, again, just reiterate those two because as far as she's concerned, those are the two that have any sort of skill.
Very well. Perhaps that is something we should look into. What other news, my lady, if any, has come to you?
She goes on happily about how her ducks are doing and that they all seem to be laying eggs regularly.
Isn't your book like why they're the worst or something like that?
No,
Yes.
it's ducks and how to make them pay.
How to make them pay. Okay.
Yeah,
How to make them profitable. She's a duck farmer.
Maybe she just wants them to pay rent. Freeloaders.
Oh my
Duck
god.
eggs make large omelets.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So Ducks and How to Make Them Pay is a book on how to make economical gain from the keeping of ducks.
Yep. Here
Wow.
we all thought it was sinister.
Right?
The ducks might not disagree.
Hmm. Well. It being the middle of the day, I would say that we could leave John to his studies and my lord and Gwen and I could perhaps go and visit this alchemist. Tony is currently checking on our conveyance. John seems to be happily engaged in your library, my lady. Is there anything we can fetch for you?
She has everything she needs. Or, yeah, she doesn't ask for anything.
Unless, Gwen, you wanted to speak further to my lady about that wine. Or you, Ambassador.
Just as a quick heads up, Rana, I should have put this in the public chat. I'm realizing that now. Rana left the room. That's why I didn't say anything about the alchemist conversation, because she has input.
Oh, okay.
But that
So
was my
where-
bad, because I didn't put that in the public chat.
Where did she go? Did she say where she was going?
Powdering her
She's
nose.
probably just in the next room. She didn't want to interrupt the conversation.
Okay. Ambassador, is there anything that you wish to do, or my lord?
I've lost the thread. Who's the ambassador?
The ambassador's Rowan.
Okay, cool.
As a very important, very powerful magician, you should know these things.
Oh no, he doesn't need to bother himself with such things.
I'm very confused by the complications of titles. You see,
that's what we're here for, to keep you straight, right?
yeah.
Yes, Alice and John, that's us.
Yes. Oh God, I love hearing what you come up with this character.
So, Ambassador, my lord, do you have anything that you would prefer to do with your time? While John is at his studies, and I have no idea where Gwen disappeared to.
She's off powdering her nose.
Right.
Okay, Rowan and Ambrose are both being really silent. I just put a question out there in the world. What's going on?
Yeah.
You're
Sorry,
talking
I just
to an
turned
empty
off.
room.
I just turned off my mic for a sec because my dog was barking very loud.
Poppers.
I am personally quite satisfied, simply enjoying the Lady Michaud's company and talking about all of the very powerful and very magical things I can do with all of the powerful magics and wizardries, of course, that I know.
Althea's eye twitches.
I can't help it. Oh God. You hear a snark come out of Lady Michaud's library. Because that tone of voice just like triggers Johnny at this point. He's like just hyper attuned to when you talk in that tone of voice. He's like, what's he getting us into now? Jacob, I don't know if you saw it, but I sent you a DM.
Did.
Okay.
My lady.
Jacob is working with several DMs right now.
No,
I guess, probably.
I totally respect that. Just want to make sure that mine was somewhere in the queue.
My lord, did you have any further interest into what notes and research my lady may have made on this wine that is one third blood, greenish, perhaps extra planar blood?
Yes, it is a very good question, Ashley. I do believe that in all of my, even though I have traveled very, very far and seen many, many very wizard things with my sorcerer vision, I don't believe I've ever met a creature with green blood of the hue of this.
It's funny.
Not even perhaps your patron, my lord.
I don't think I've ever seen it bleed. Maybe.
Nice.
As is sensible.
Oof.
That's that divine intervention, right?
Yeah. Great roll. Wrong end of the spectrum, though.
Right? Yeah.
Sadness.
That's
oh my
okay.
God, you were kidding when you said east. All right.
Tonus, are you having your own side adventure?
Things are happening.
See, this is why we don't split the party. Now we're just
No,
like,
it's fine. This is in this situation. It's probably preferred.
oh, okay.
Alazan is typing. Continue
Yep.
talking as you were.
Well, that's the thing. We're throwing. I think we've spitballed like 3 different things that probably require his input. But
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm back again. What's up?
Because we still don't even know
Fireball.
that the army is there. So
So there's a there's the question about if the ambassador, aka Rowan, and his lordship, aka Ambrose, want to stay and chat with Lady Michaud about the composition of the wine, whether any of us wish to go to an alchemist and take the tree poison, the blight
There it is.
poison that good heavens. Wow, you almost min-maxed that, kind of like I did with the other game.
Oh well.
Finding an alchemist shop because does Johnny still have the blight poison in his bag of holding? Because we, as Rana said, we tried to give it to the Mantis people, but they didn't want to take it. So I think we
yeah,
just
we
kept
never
it
got
with
rid
us.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny would still have it. He's got lots of shit in there. He's got like
Okay.
a howitzer.
So there's the idea of taking the howitzer, I mean the poison, to an alchemist to see if they can reverse engineer it. Gwen disappeared, and Alice and John's in the library, and Alice is asking a whole lot of questions. Or was it
Gwen
Alicia,
just went to the
Alicia this
next
time?
door, like the next room over.
Yes, but I can't see her, so I don't know where she went.
That's true, but there's like the living room or the entrance room, the parlor,
Foyer,
and then there's
yeah.
a room like right next to it, and there's also a hall. So she didn't go down the hall like to the library. She went through the door to the next room over.
Okay. Can she hear all of this conversation then?
Maybe she is
For the most part.
meditating.
Oh.
So yeah, she can hear it. Whether or not she's listening is a different story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rana's trying to meditate in the other room, and she just hears Ambrose use the voice and just sighs.
As
He's
Johnny
great.
chuckles.
nervous twitch.
Ambassador, anything in your missive that we should know about? She leans in
It's-
and taps him on the arm, Ambassador.
It was not a missive. It is a spell scroll.
Oh. So the mask left you a spell scroll.
So it seems.
That was generous of him.
Yes. I will examine it more closely later. It's a curious scroll.
Well, your lordship, was there aught else that you wished to accomplish while we were here? Visiting Lady Michaud and making our apologies for our absence.
I believe I simply wish to offer apologies and to ruminate on certain magical things and occurrences, perhaps runes. In that case, it would be ruminating, thinking
Nice.
about. I do say though, it does come to my attention, perhaps sending our faithful engineer off to our very powerful boat that we have parked outside of town might have been a bad call. Perhaps we should see if he requires assistance with the boat.
Does your lordship currently have a line of communication with him or not?
Jonas, have you made us walkie-talkies yet?
At some point, there was some sending stones. I don't remember whatever happened to them.
I think
Exploded.
Rana had one of them.
Who's
Rana
got
has
the
one, and her
other
dad
one?
has the other one.
Well, you're sitting right next to each other, so that helps nobody.
Rana's dad is not there.
Try to catapult one into the. Yeah, with the spell catapult. See if that helps.
Nice save.
I don't think catapult works quite that far.
Yet.
Extra planar catapult.
A contingency has been put into motion, so y'all hold tight.
Okay.
A couple hours pass in idle conversation.
Hours?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what Tonus is doing is taking quite a bit of time. Just
Okay,
FYI.
if things are taking that much time, Rowan would ask if he could make a duplicate of the map he saw upstairs, since he's not from around here.
I did put emphasis on the haste of the thing that I did.
It's still like miles. Oh well, actually,
From the
that-
wall to
that part. Okay, let me. Yeah.
That should only be like 20 minutes if I did my math right.
When Rowan asks Michaud that, she seems surprised that there is a map upstairs, and says, "Go ahead." After about an hour at Michaud's place, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, there's a knock at the door, and the servant of Michaud opens the door to a small street urchin, disheveled to the point where you're not sure if it's a boy or a girl. She or he gives a piece of paper with hastily scribbled notes on it to the doorman, who looks at it and turns back inside.
If he just throws it away, I'm going to be very upset.
He turns to the members of the party and says, "Does anyone know what?" In that manner, looking down on you, even though he's shorter than some of you, he turns and says, "Is anyone aware of what a hoopty is?"
Oh, yes. I
Althea
believe
strides
that.
across the room and takes the piece of paper from him, if I may.
I do believe that would be the name of the boat.
The HMS Hoopty.
The H stands for
Same
Hoopty.
boat every time.
Boat.
My
Is-
lord.
Is there some complication?
Yes, your lordship. It would appear this is Tony's hand. There is an
Tony!
there is an undead horde to the north, and
Right.
the ship has been impounded in the east. Somehow he is retrieving it, and Gwen, John,
Yes.
I think we must take our leave of her ladyship, unless your lordship and your grace, the ambassador, wish to remain here.
Undead horde sounds sick as hell.
Well, we probably should go. Does it say where to meet him?
He said
What does
to
it
the
say to do?
east. I wonder,
Okay.
my lady, is there a faster way to get to the eastern part of the city?
The question is a little unclear. She asked for clarification.
Rather than by simply taking the roads. Is there a way to take ferry upriver?
Yes. Yeah, there's some boats along there. So that would be probably this would be the closest place. At the bridge.
Okay,
Well,
because
wouldn't we,
otherwise,
if we want to take it east, we would actually want to take it downriver. This way.
okay, I don't know which direction these rivers flow, but yes. Up the Halifax River to the right.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
downriver.
Okay, yeah.
East. I thought you said west.
West.
No, your lordship, east. East city.
Yes, the delightful thing they put in bread. We should go help
Tony. Yes.
Okay.
Very well.
Your
Okay.
ladyship, if we do not make it back before dark tonight, we will find other lodgings. But thank you so much for your hospitality, and we will keep in touch.
Schnott's currently not really committing. And you travel down to the river. Even more so than the day before, the water is sunk maybe another half foot. The boats list against the support beams.
Wait, had we
Not a lot
noticed
of
that
movement.
Wait
the
a
water
minute.
was? Had we noticed that the water was dropping? This is the first time I remember hearing about it.
Same.
Oh, that was in the. Sorry, that was in the RP.
Ooh.
Well,
have
I
made
read
sure
that
that was
though. It
mentioned.
didn't. Okay, I didn't know that's what that meant.
And I haven't caught up on that yet. Sorry.
There's still movement on the water, though. There's still boats, and you to the bridge.
Wait a minute. There is a force up north, and the river is getting lower.
Seems that way.
Fuck.
So if we can charter a somebody to take us up to up to the east side of the city.
Well, hold on. I'm wondering if we can even go, if we should even go east, because if they're damming up the river, then everything will be able, Three Rivers will be gone within a matter of, that's a
First-
bad thing.
Rana, first things first, we need to get to Tonist and help him. He sent this. He said he needs us there now. Let's go get him,
Where
and
did
then
he
we'll
say he
address the
needs
next
us?
problem. Here's the note. It says, "Undead horde to the north, Hoopty impounded to east. I am retrieving. Need you here now."
If you want to show it, I'll just put it in chat.
That's fine. I read it to them.
I'm not
So-
certain that means we're needed to the east. I would think that means we're needed to the north.
Is there another way to communicate with him, though?
Does anybody know sending?
I do not. Johnny,
Yeah, I've got sending.
can
Can
you
you send?
send to Tonist? Where do you need us? North or east?
Maybe.
Would you please?
Absolutely.
Oh no, you gave your short piece of fine copper wire to Michaud. You'll have to go back.
Wow.
That's a joke.
Yeah, I'll send a message to Tonist. Where do you need us?
You have 25 words to respond.
North.
Nice.
Of what?
I mean, you'd have to cast it again if you want to say of what back to him.
Oh,
So
fine.
north, presumably where the hoopty was in originally. Let's go.
Also gonna send say north like in an incredulous voice, like it wasn't obvious.
North?
Wasn't.
You didn't want to say this word north 25 times?
North, 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 north,
Using
north, north, north,
magic
north,
to
north.
communicate great distances and being sassy.
Okay, so standing at the ferry, what do you do?
Well,
We
is it
go north?
faster to go up? Is it faster to go up by the river or to take the roads?
You'd have to be dragged northward. So it'd be faster to walk most of the time.
All right, then let's go.
At least
Rana
by-
has
Bream and Gate Street.
If you were only a
Presumably.
paladin, you could find Steed.
I have that. But
Rana has what?
I don't necessarily use that.
Never mind. I was gonna say Rana has Longstrider, but that's only one creature. I can upcast it for multiple, but I'd rather not.
Johnny can triple dash now.
All right,
he can-
here's
I can haste, but
what you
that's
do.
not for long.
you triple dash, take the boots off, move forward. The next person grabs the boots, triple dashes, takes them off, moves forward. Next
Like a
person.
relay race.
That sounds
Althea,
like
do not
3.5
haste. That will not get you
shenaniganery.
as far as you need to go.
No, haste will not get me as far as
And
I
then you'll
need
have a
to
point
go.
of exhaustion.
Takes about 45 minutes. So you get to the north wall.
All right.
Along the way, you hear lots of conversations about this undead horde. It's strange. They just showed up and stopped about 1,000 feet from the walls.
1,000 feet is not far.
Not sure what the city's response will be. I mean, 1,000 feet, they're within range of siege engines. So, but if they launch one, will that mean that they've are aggressing?
They're
No
tool
terms
users.
been made, and things like that. They're very
They have
politically minded.
thumbs.
These commoners that you hear. When you get to the north wall, it is shut.
They shut the wall.
They
I would
The
be
guards
watching
there.
over the wall
be
for
wa-
their approach.
the guards there say that the gates have been shut to the north to travelers due to the undead. Tonist is apparently peeking over the wall as you approach.
I'm standing on the roof of the hoopty, staring over the wall. So just open the goddamn gate.
So this wall isn't particularly high.
It's like 20 feet.
20 feet, and so is the battle wagon.
How big of a horde are we talking about? Thousands, hundreds, a couple of dozen, like
Horde,
5?
horde to me implies a good few.
Like several
Um,
About
thousand.
you.
The guards that are there say that, I mean, they've sent scouts, and for whatever reason they're just revealing everything to you. They say it's probably like 1,000, maybe. Quite a lot. I mean, it's hard to get a good estimate. They don't have the same. You can't use the same methods that you might count a human army, where you like, okay, that's a standard tent. It's probably 20 men to a tent sort of thing. 50 tents, 1,000 of them, because it's just a blob of undead.
Are there
Uh,
any banners or any colors being flown? Johnny, would you be able to identify tactics here?
There are blue banners that are flown above. The guards with the paddle wagon outside the gate, and it's sort of like looking at you and appraising the situation, like, okay. And they open the wicket gate, allowing you to walk through, and then, but if you go through it, they'll close it up again.
That's fine. We can figure that out.
Yep.
When the time comes.
We can figure that out.
Does the city have siege weapons that they can move to the north? Or is the wall about the only defense you got?
Because a 20-foot wall is no defense.
They have, there are siege engines, and they're certainly. I mean, this has just happened this morning, so the scramble to figure out what to do is certainly on. And You see them, they're checking supplies at the gate. There's ballistas. While you rode the battle wagon near it, you saw ballistas every so often, particularly at these blue squares where they have watchtowers. This isn't to scale. There's more than that, but there's definitely siege engines. Yes.
Gotcha.
While we're passing through, or not passing through, but while we're there exchanging information with the guards, she'll point at the river and, well, towards the river, and tell them that the level is low and to get scouts upriver to see if they can find out what's going on. We
Could you
can't use that river.
I guess would it be a history check for the oh, what the heck have I just done? There we go. For the flags they're flying.
They're flat blue in color. You don't see any coat of arms or
Flat blue.
yeah.
They've just claimed the color blue.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're the blue army, and if you try to get blue from them, they'll murder you.
Is
I-
their leader the big blue meanie?
Maybe.
All right.
No comment.
Yeah. So looking out over this sea of hoarding undead throng, is there any centralized? Is there any order anywhere in this mess at all?
You climb
There are
up to the
tents
top
flying
of
a pennant.
You climb up to the top of the battle wagon to get a better view with from elevation.
Yeah.
Looking to the north, you spot some skeletal flying creatures that fly around above the group of the masked soldiers, or undead, whatever you want to call them. There does seem to be a sort of hillock in the group with tents and fortifications. Seems there's some sort of wall being constructed on it.
About how far away?
This would be about 13, maybe about a quarter mile.
Okay.
Althea's going house
That
to
is
house
extremely close.
to see if anybody's in these houses or in these dwellings, to make sure that they get inside the city walls.
The prevailing message has been to bring people into the walls if possible. There are those that refuse. These are their homes, and it's difficult. What will they do? Just sort of sleep on the street if they're inside. So there's some that have gone, but there's always stragglers or people that are unwilling to leave.
Debbie, hold on, dead. You said gonna die.
Oh my gosh.
What? They're being idiots.
Rana
How much
what-
is prevailing cost to get lodgings inside the city?
Prevailing cost would be, I think 5 silver is pretty high. So let me double check. I think it's actually pretty cheap.
Johnny, this seems like your area of expertise. What say you about the undead? Usually have some kind of hierarchy, don't they?
It points to the hillock there.
2 silver piece per lodging per person.
Okay.
Can we? What is
Althea's
hillock?
going to do her best to bribe people out of her own
Oh, it's a
pouch.
mound. It's a hill, if you
Basically
will.
offer them gold,
Yes.
gold piece to go
What's
pack up and go into the city.
what's what's Althea's upper limit on gold?
I don't know because it's not showing up in my inventory.
She
If
doesn't
we
have any gold.
If we, s-
No,
if we
oh,
split
sorry.
it as
Just
a
got-
1,000.
Well, I've got apparently I've got 21 on my character sheet. So
That's not a lot. I'm
we
sure that
just
you
got
should have
1,200.
each.
Yes.
Or is that
We all just got 1,200 each.
It's not like 1208. 11. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so I guess I've got 1229. How many people do I run into in these, 30 houses?
It's. I mean, again, each house isn't really to scale on here. It's more of a general vibe of it. But let's see, the prevailing. You'll have to give them gold each, 43 gold.
40, she will expend that. That's a small price to pay to make sure people are safe.
Meanwhile, Johnny answers Tonus' question. He points over to that one hill where there seems to be some actual organized movement. I'd say there. He says, can you get us there?
Do we want to be there, or do we just want to destroy it from here?
Either one works. If I'm there, I can possibly destroy or banish, but if we can just, bombard from distance, sure.
You have no
Okay.
interest in finding out why they're here?
Not especially. They're undead. No, I don't want to open dialogue.
They're undead, but they're flying banners. And last night we were talking to a guy who said there's a necromancer. Wait a minute, did he mention a horde?
He said there was a horde coming out of that town, or near a town. I don't remember where that was.
I have no interest in parlaying with undead, but
Thank you.
I am curious about this necromancer because they might be with her.
Well, if we find bits and pieces, we'll put them together for interrogation.
Wow.
We can drive up and see how they react. We don't have to initially take the offensive. If they attack first, they're gonna have a very bad time.
Or we are, but I'm game.
We're going to be in the battle wagon.
Okay.
Question for Johnny: does turn undead work? What's the range on that?
Each undead I can see within 30 feet.
That's a lot of undead you could potentially be seeing within 30 feet in front of us.
Uh-huh.
I can also turn undead.
Can you destroy undead?
Yes, I can.
No, can Rana.
No,
Hold
she's
on.
not high enough level for that.
He's not skilled enough at being a cleric for that.
Accurate. I am a new cleric. But I
For
have a
Jacob's
couple
sake.
of...
Johnny looks at it and says, it's all in how you do the stink eye look, okay?
Oh, well. DM isn't here anymore, so we're all level 20 now.
Wait, what?
He's still here. He's typing.
He is no longer typing.
DM asleep, level up.
I can destroy... Wait, I can destroy undead of CR1 or lower that fail their save.
That's only if
And
you're a level
then
8 cleric.
Yeah, you're not high enough level for that.
It's on the bell.
Oh.
Oh.
I forget about
That lead
your,
was
That
extremely
changes
buried.
everything.
yeah, your tendency to have class features from items negates things.
Yes.
And then other undead take radiant damage if they fail their save. They still get a save.
Isn't it like a wisdom save though or something?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like something that most undeads are not good at?
Destroy undead is starting level at 5th level. When an undead fails a saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed if the challenge rating is below that, yada, yada, yada. Without that, it's for turn undead, if they fail their wisdom saving throw, they run like a frightened chicken forever.
Forever.
I also
Ever.
can still only do
Ever.
it once. right?
I can do it
only do
twice.
it once.
Well, if you do it in the right spot, that's all you need.
I mean, it
Remember,
depends
So
on
long as they
how
aren't
big
aimed
this
at
group
the
of
city.
1,000 is.
location. That's where I want to get. That's where I wanted to get us to the center, so that we can find the big bad in the middle, and just beat that. Run it over with the hoopty a couple of times.
That was I was thinking a very similar thought. Okay, so I will have the guards that were in the hoopty with me just like get out and stay here and help the other people continue doing the fortifications.
Yep.
And
They
then the
look
rest of
to
you,
Althea for acceptance of that direction, as they are from the barony.
Sorry, what?
They
Thundus
want
is
your okay.
commanding the guards from Shifnal.
oh,
they
it was the
look to Althea.
Chifnal guards. I forgot about them. Do you want them to stay and help the Three Rivers guards, or come with us?
No, stay and help the Three Rivers guards. Make sure that these people get to safety.
You want them
And-
to help with these civilians, or go die out there with us?
Yeah.
I want
Uh,
you to help with the civilians. If we do not survive, take word back to Shifnal.
Remember us well.
And
The guards open up the gates to allow anyone to come into the city. It was exiting the city that was not allowed, so they more than happily will open up the gates to allow the few remaining stragglers to come in.
Let's go murder someone. Let's go re-murder some undead.
in the 23 minutes we have remaining.
Yep.
All right, now would be okay. I was away for a minute. What did you decide to do, if anything?
Chifnal guards stay. Civilians are inside. The rest of us are hopping in the hoopty and heading north. That's what it sounds like.
We're gonna go.
Not-
we're gonna go run over the.
Not initially aggressing.
fortifications.
Not initially aggressing.
You say initially. When do you aggress?
When aggressed upon.
So pretty much instantly, as soon as the undead go, hey.
Yeah, as soon as we run over the first undead who are get
We're
out of the
not.
way.
We're going to like approach slowly, ask for the leader to come forward, and then when that doesn't happen, presumably, then I turn on the flamethrower.
Nice.
And I start turning undead and destroying it. The lower level, whatever's the foot soldiers.
You said
Is
these
everyone-
guys are 1,000 feet from the city gate?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Okay. Who all is inside the wagon?
Which weapons have to be operated from topside?
The
Ballista.
catapult, I think, is the only one.
Okay, who's got proficiency with that?
I do.
Well,
You're
you do, but you're driving.
No, Liger's driving,
Oh,
and he also has
Okay.
proficiency in that now.
Oh God.
beautiful.
I've
All
been
right.
waiting to use this thing for a very long time. Now that I actually am able to.
Nice.
I figure I am probably topside to protect your back.
I wasn't planning on starting on the roof due to them having flying things.
Ah,
But if you are willing to be up there with me, then I feel a lot better about it.
although Rana, of course, has the bow and can shoot at the flying things. I don't have
Right,
ranged
I'm-
weapons.
I'm fine with being on the top of the battle wagon whenever we want me there.
So does the catapult in theory, could the catapult provide like some degree of cover?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just
So-
stick close to the catapult. Like I guess me and Rana can be up top.
I'll be there too. To protect.
Johnny's just gonna get himself a good view.
So are you up
Does that
top
mean
or
he's also
inside?
on top?
Yep. Full armor. Of course. So we're all just kind of hanging out on top of this rolling tank with a Liger driving it.
Where is Ambrose?
Ambrose is also a
Okay.
range boy. We have windows, don't we?
Yeah, there's a front-facing window, and there's things that
Sorry,
are
not windows, but there's like slits in the side, like battlements.
There's arrow slits, yeah.
Is our Eldritch Blast slits?
They can be. Eldritch
Oh.
Blast.
On the way there, Rana's gonna concentrate and use primeval awareness to see if the bad news gets worse.
What is
see if
primeval
there's-
awareness?
It means I can sense whether my favorite enemies are, what is it, what, I don't remember what the range is, sorry.
Nearby.
It's the bad news
Nearby.
radar.
Yeah.
It
Spidey
is,
sense.
it's the bad
It's
news
her
radar.
spidey sense.
What are
1
her,
mile.
What are her favorite enemies?
Aberrations and
aberrations.
dragons.
And you know the direction as well, right?
I believe so.
Oh
This is not.
no!
I'm not currently looking at the good one. It's the bad one.
Why would you look at the bad one?
What's the good one?
Because that's the one that's technically on my sheet right now, but I'm gonna update
Present
it.
within 5 miles, and
Range
general
of-
direction and distance.
And their
Yeah,
IP
there's
address.
yeah, you know their IP address. You can hack them. There
Hacked.
are aberrations to the
Viruses.
west, across the
Oh.
the river. That's no surprise.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
They number too high to count.
Yeah.
Sucktastic.
Well, that's to the
Um,
west across the river. That's fine. That's why it's so
Yeah.
important to make sure that the river is attended to, because if that river is gone, they can just attack us.
So
What's
do
the
we
what's
need
the river doing to stop them now? Though.
It's a magical
Well,
river that was
Oh, it's
created
a magical river.
500 years previous to stop the flow of the blight.
So do we need to just like ignore the undead and cruise up the coast of the river until we find out why it's not flowing correctly?
Stop changing the tactics.
Just
well,
asking.
hold on. I'm gonna answer the question. Papa said he was gonna take care of the river, and he's gonna
Okay.
ask some elves to help him.
Okay, good. Then let's
Papa
deal
was
with
masked
this.
the whole time. No.
What a twist.
That's not funny.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
take
very
care of the
funny.
river.
Pretty funny.
Gone.
Wow.
Okay.
Dragons. There's a single dragon northeast, about 4 miles away.
Okay.
That's really close too.
Aberrations, aside from the ones on the west side of the river, there's a small handful in the city. We'll say 5, and there's a scattering outside, maybe a dozen. Yeah, so 5 in the city, approximately, and then about 12 in in that arc from the river to where the city is.
Do any of them
I-
look like they're in the same area as the army?
No.
Okay.
Is Rana sharing any of this information?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Althea just kind of looks at her and said, "This is something that you could have checked before, and we didn't deal with the ones in the city." I don't
He just looks at
understand.
Althea and says, "This is Three Rivers. There's always aberrations everywhere."
This place is cursed.
Gaz tips his hand in a salute. I forgot. Gaz is also, there's one in the wagon with you. It's coming from inside.
Yep.
The phone call is coming from inside.
Althea just closes her eyes for a minute and pinches the bridge of her nose.
As the wagon trundles along, you can see, as it gets closer and closer to this mass of bodies, you can see large creatures moving about within the among the smaller ones. There's even something that towers over the rest. Maybe it could be 20 feet tall itself.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It gets closer and closer, and you see the horde. It hadn't been moving really, except for the larger creatures. Smaller ones you didn't see much from. maybe the occasional movement of possibly wind pushing one of them. It begins to ripple and move out, and the mass of bodies moves away from the wagon and outward, and then the wings of that movement begin to move south. So let me see if I can get you a. Okay, that seems
They're
like you
flanking us.
understand.
Yeah.
And this
They're-
is when you're about 200 feet away.
So it's like we're basically wading into water, and the undead
Kind
is the water.
They're
Yeah, that's
creating
good
a
way to
pocket.
think of it. Yeah, they're creating
Yeah.
a pocket. Don't let them pick your pocket.
Stay in the pocket.
Picking?
Have any of you seen Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi and
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Legend of the
stay
Ten
in.
Rings?
Yep. Stay in the pocket. Yeah.
Stay in the
I
pocket.
have not.
Oh,
Hard
it's so
left, hard
good.
left.
Forget what that.
So good.
The forest.
Yeah, it's a really good
We have
movie.
a
Oh,
forest, yeah.
Oh yeah, that pocket.
Very
Big
good taste.
chicken.
Isn't it?
It's on Disney Plus now, I think.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
So is
Yeah, I'll
Jungle
probably see it
Book.
Such a good
soon then.
movie.
Or Jungle
Jungle
Cruise.
Cruise.
I
Yeah.
keep doing that. Yeah,
Oh, I
Cruise
liked
is
Jungle
fantastic.
Cruise more than I like Shang-Chi.
Oh,
Oh my
I
Interesting.
love
gosh.
both.
Dwayne
Very
Johnson
different.
Interesting.
back and Rise was hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
So stay in the pocket.
I'm just gonna like lightning bolt everything.
Oh.
I can't cast lightning bolts. I'm not worried.
All right. All right. All right.
Oh shoot! When you came out, this is a while ago. When you came out to the street from Chiron's house initially, this is just an aside. The crossbow pieces and scimitar pieces were gone.
That's
FYI.
not a surprise.
Oh.
Ooh.
So the dark elf came back to collect them.
Presumably, or
Oh,
just a
so-
passing
He was
comment.
probably
was
just like really
Okay.
pissed about it too. He's like,
And-
son of a bitch, I have to put this thing back together now.
Then as an aside, just so you know, I always collect my javelins after the fact.
Yeah,
It's a really good visual. Imagining this like super badass, like almost Batman like character. with
Yeah, that's how I imagined it too.
This dark elf like just crouching down, like picking it up piece by piece, like son of a bitch.
Alfred's
This
not
is
going to
gonna take,
forgive
like,
me for this one.
This is gonna take like 3 hours to put back together.
And you're always missing one piece.
Yeah, there's just
Oh,
a
that's the
spring that's
worst. It
just
gets
gone
back.
forever.
Oh, why do I have this extra piece now? What the hell? All right, so undead, ocean thereof.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are in the pocket.
Do you change any? Do you change your tactic at this new result?
It's
Yeah, I'm
straight on
not-
till morning.
I'm not going to start turning undead just yet. I will reserve that action until they get overtly aggressive.
Oh, now that we're
Bonus-
closer, are we able to get a better idea of like what they look like, or if they're carrying weapons or anything like that?
Oh yeah. These undead. Well, you're still about 200 feet away, so it's still a little bit difficult to tell. And they do seem to have armor, and all have spears, as well as a couple other items. So you'll see like spears, small swords, and even javelins.
Nunchaku.
At least in these front ranks.
Okay. How realistically, how far away do you have to be to shout something to them, and they be able to understand it reasonably?
You shout at 200 feet. There's not much noise.
I'll pull up to like 150 feet,
Okay.
and then
You continue
have
forward.
Johnny hop out
Uh,
and yell at him.
There's the bodies have pulled back and pulled, and the sides are continuing to wing around. They press forward a little bit until as you're moving towards them, they're moving towards you a little bit as well, until the sides are about 100 feet from wagon to nearest body. And it looks like they're wrapping around behind you as well, as the ones in front of the wagon retreat backwards to maintain that distance. And you wanted to shout something?
Should we ask for their leader to step forward? Dormammu have come to make a deal, a bargain.
Almost
Snip,
quote.
boil, tridge, parlay.
Parsnip,
Oops. I love parsnips. Mm.
parboil partridge, Petri.
So you asked to speak with their leader?
Or whoever, I guess.
Commands them.
Who's in charge?
And you've brought the wagon to a stop to shout
Correct,
this?
yes.
All right. The ones that are in front retreat another 30, 40 feet. And so there's a definite direction that is further to the massive bodies than the others.
Uh-huh.
Like
So
they're
there's this one
okay.
spot where it's about 130 feet to the undead, and all other spots around you are about 100 feet,
Like they're telling us to
So
go
I
that way?
guess we go that way.
possibly. Okay.
Okay.
You have to turn the wagon a little bit in order to go in that direction. As you do so and continue trundling along, they pull back, maintaining that 130, 140 feet distance from the front of the wagon, while the sides remain at 100. From this distance, the flying creatures are more easily seen, and there are a couple different ones, but a lot are like, the best you can guess, maybe they were once eagles or owls. The creatures on the ground that are bigger, and see some that are large with sort of horns jutting out the sides of their skull. Maybe they were minotaurs. You can also
Oh, that's
see
metal as hell.
quite large ones that have huge tusks. I mean, some sort of tusked elephant-like creature, like
Mammoths.
a mammoth.
So, just out of curiosity, we're in daytime, right?
It is early afternoon. I was thinking
No.
about that as well.
Is it night? Because we're gonna go back real quick and wait till morning.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. It is early afternoon.
It's early afternoon as far as we know because we hit Michaud's house right about noon.
Okay.
So yeah, middle. So it took a little bit of time to get to the north gate, and then you went around gathering
So
the people. So I'd say it's probably
Three
around
o'clock.
3
Are
o'clock.
we high summer or are we like autumn or winter? Because that's going to make a difference on sunset.
I mean, Johnny has dawn. We're fine.
It's about the middle of
True.
summer.
Okay. So we've got a few hours of light still.
Wait, does dawn hurt everything in it or just vampires?
Everything.
Everything.
What's the area? What's the AoE of
30-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Oh, it's only
40
30 foot. Oh, never mind.
But
Only
it's
30
60 foot diameter, okay? 60 foot
60 foot
diameter,
diameter,
40 foot
dude.
height. That's pretty good.
And I think he can move it.
Yes, I
Hey,
can.
How long does it
Uh-huh.
stay?
Yeah, a full minute.
So you
Until
could
they
just have
target
that thing. You could cast it from inside on the battle wagon and then just move it with us.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Well, except everyone on the battle wagon would take damage. So
No, it would be hitting the roof.
Aren't people on top of the battle wagon?
We
Yes.
get back inside.
All right, so just the battle wagon's taking damage.
It's taking
How about-
bright light.
It's taking radiant
Still
damage. How
taking
about
radiant
no?
damage.
It's taking the wrath of God.
Okay, how about Althea looks over at Rana and says, "So, you ready to talk your way out of this one?" And she's dead serious. There is no sarcasm whatsoever in her voice.
We might have to. I'm not. Yeah, we might have to.
Okay.
As you trundle forward, it becomes clear that you're headed in the direction of that hillock.
Okay.
Let me know when we get to be about 60 feet from the hillock. I'm going to cast Wall of Fire and just burn it down.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do that. I
Oh,
need to stop. I need to stop saying that. If Jacob's actually going to make me do it.
really?
I don't
Yeah.
make anyone do anything. All right.
Yes, you do.
He does the thing that you say you're doing.
Yeah, roll initiative.
I just
It
agree
was-
that is in fact what you did.
Exactly. See? All right.
Okay. And that's probably pretty much the best stopping point I can think of.
Oh no, we don't get to see them yet. Do they not? They don't come out. You could at least describe them.
Looks
We'll
like
forget by next week.
undead Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness.
Oh, jeez.
Have you not figured that part out
Groovy.
yet, guys? Come on. How could you not have figured that part out yet? We are at the Army of Darkness.
Because you're not the DM, honey.
Because I've never seen Army of Darkness.
Oh.
You have homework. Go.
That we missed the spooky season, but yeah, go watch that movie. It's really good.
Spooky season? Isn't that every day?
It's true.
Yeah.
Doodaloo.
I am familiar with the overarching lore of the Ash versus Evil Dead stuff, but
Yeah, Army of Darkness is probably the best one of them all.
If you've never seen the live on stage musical,
Oh God,
you're missing out.
that was yeah. Oh,
It was brilliant.
It was an experience that I never want to repeat. Ever.
Alright.
Hey, we got to see it
Until
before
next
it went
time.
mainstream.
All right, folks.
Okay.
Have a
Alright.
good week.
Such y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
Car-
Good job.
Carpe Jugulum.
We hardly fought. Of course we didn't
We
die
didn't die. Yeah.
yet.